Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It looks like nothing's on... Uh-oh. Why has the... I am so sorry, you guys. The game capture is not being correct. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Huh. What are you doing? Oh no. Why did it just stop working all of a sudden? Oh god. OBS is... Oh no. Let's try window capture. It's just not picking up the freaking game for some reason. Oh, that's Remember 11. Why am I starting Remember 11? Son of a bitch. Okay, here's Rose Gun Days. Try one more time. I'm gonna have to stop the stream and start OBS over again. Son of... Okay. I have no idea why that did what it did. Oh my god. That was weird. OBS just decided not to display Rose Gun Stays for some reason. Anyway, there's 2 minutes wasted. Hello, Luca, Apparition, Cheese, Armagas. Welcome back to Rose Gun Days. Last time we finished part 2 at a very different place than part 1 finished, where that was like on an epic cliffhanger. This one was like, yeah, everything's cool, you know? There was some stuff going on in the background in Chinatown with Lee Meiju and his quote-unquote brother. But, yeah, everything's totally cool, preparing for soy sauce and everything. and the wandering dogs, who are fucking cute and adorable and amazing, are just, going about their business. Everything's copacetic. So... my guess basically is that there's going to be 3 main arcs to this, just because of how there's 4 parts, but part 1 ended halfway through part 2. More than halfway, I should say. Arc 1, I should say, ended more than halfway through arc 2. Part 2. So, it looks like we're going to have 3 main arcs, 47, 48, 49, and maybe 1950, I guess, will be some kind of epilogue or something. But, without further ado, let's get back into it. We just start a freaking season now, because, also we have special shit to do afterward, I guess, which I think is like, Tsubasa's for, Rose Gun Days or something like that, or epilogue stuff. Get back into it. Season 3. Mini game for fights, of course. Inherit score, hell yeah. Right? I should inherit. Yeah, I'll inherit. Story is a wicked fiction. Any resemblance? Yeah. This is where Ryukishi got this kind of thing for Ryo's for Syconia. He did the same thing for Syconia. Uploading to video. Yeah, well, anyone should totally... Oh my god. That's hilarious. I love how, in true Ryukishi style, you can't tell with how much of that is a joke and how much isn't. Hello, Claudia, you adorable bean. Delicious. Now that's what I call soy sauce. You know, that's what we should brand this as. Now that's what I call soy sauce. Roses, now that's what I call soy sauce. So nostalgic. And the aroma when you roast it, it's just perfect. A super bee aroma of well-roasted soy sauce drifted through Primavera. The club was filled with the scent of good old Japan. Once you've tasted this, you could never be satisfied by fake soy sauce or soy sauce. Soy sauce substitutes. They're just doing a commercial right now. Looks like the real thing is really on a whole different level.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Rose-san. It's freshly cooked.
Yeah! The woman welcomed Wayne's appearance with shouts of joy. He had just brought a plate filled with freshly cooked mochis from across the counter. Really, mochi is cooked with soy sauce? I thought mochi was supposed to be sweet. Primavera was in the middle of a big isabayaki cook-off with the mochis dipped in soy sauce.
Whew! Soy sauce just soaks right in. I hadn't had my fill of mochis like this since I was a kid. That takes me back. I could never get enough of this taste. If only we had some sake to go with it.
Oh, what an oversight. Please forgive me.
Would you mind making do with one of our famous cocktails instead?
What do you all think? How's the soy sauce Satomi-san sent us? It's perfect! Everyone in the club raised their hands in approval. No one born Japanese could dislike this scent.
They truly are the drops of the Japanese soul. However, this soy sauce is of considerable quality. Must have been expensive, right?
The only kinds of soy sauce around Tokyo were fake or soy sauce substitutes. People would boil them or thin them to try to pass them off as the real thing. Real soy sauce was an ultra luxury item. Only the rich could get their hands on it. It was said that only politicians with ties to the GHQ, which landowners owners in the countryside, and wealthy farmers could obtain it. It certainly is expensive. However, we've convinced them to work hard.
We're currently negotiating for a liter price of around 80 Japanese dollars.
So cheap!
Incredible. That's far cheaper than I'd imagined.
It's still 3 times what it used to be, but I think it's a price that'll put it within reach of the common man. The Chiba soy sauce industry is going to move to mass production once distribution lines have been established.
When that happens, supply will rise, the cost will go down, and in the end, perhaps we will be able to buy soy sauce for the same home price it used to sell for. All of this is due to Madame Rose's negotiations. Please, everyone, give her a round of applause.
The sound of applause and cheers grew, praising Madame Rose. She had fought for labor wages, restored public order, and had even regained their good old food culture for them. The Primavera executives, as well as the many distributors and influential members of Japanese society would gather, let loose an unrestrained applause. When I thought about what the Japanese soul was, food culture was the first thing that came to mind.
If only you ate food from other countries starting the day you were born, it wouldn't be strange at all if you forgot what country you were from.
That's right. Food is the primary form of culture that gets passed down without words. If we lose our food, we lose our culture. If we lose our culture, we lose our bonds with our countrymen.
How could we hope to survive in an era like this without solidarity between our countrymen?
That's exactly right. Food, the kind of culture we can't afford to lose.
Everyone running food shops wishes they could serve Japanese cooking. But it's just been too expensive to handle.
And it's Madame Rose who put that opportunity back in our hands.
I only established distribution lines for soy sauce. If we want to bring that soy sauce to the mouths of everyone in the city, the strength of everyone here will be necessary. I'm counting on you all. Take the soy sauce to all the people. And please make some delicious food.
Of course! We'll make the evening road smell like soy sauce once again.
Now that sounds wonderful. Long live Madame Rose! We do all we can to see that soy sauce reaches all the city folk.
Distribution of soy sauce had begun in City 23 and had received a huge welcome from the Japanese residents. They started counting down the days until Soy Sauce Day, as though it was the new year approaching. In the streets of food stalls, soy sauce was the one topic on everyone's lips. Japanese people in other cities also heard the rumors, and when Soy Sauce Day came, the city was packed with the Japanese. Before the establishment of the Japanese labor union, there had been a similar influx of people, which led to all sorts of trouble. Though it wasn't as bad this time around, it's a natural law that wherever people gather, trouble does too. Also, it was thought that the Chinese bore intense feelings of frustration towards the Japanese after being kicked out of the area around the employment agency. It was only natural. From their point of view, the people of a defeated country were getting jobs with better wages and they didn't like it. Discord between the Chinese and Japanese, and a crowd of outsiders rushing in from other cities. It was a strange feeling, like a tense calm before a sudden midsummer downpour. The wandering dogs had also picked up on that feeling. They could be seen in the throng that pulsated through the soy sauce enthused shopping district. Yup, this is real soy sauce. How nice, how nice! Don't you cut in line. I've been waiting here since last night.
Got a limit of 1 bottle per person. Please forgive the inconvenience.
We got 3 people if you count Son and Grandma. Sell me 3 bottles.
We're sorry, it's 1 bottle per family. Forgive the inconvenience.
That's not what you just said! The last person came with his family and brought 1 bottle each. Why am I the only one being treated differently? Get your... I demand to see the manager! Thanks to the simultaneous bargain sales of soy sauce, the shopping district was so packed with city folk that it looked like a war. Since the Tomy Alliance had agreed to distribute soy sauce at low prices, with the condition that they begin with a small quantity, there wasn't much supply available. Next thing you know, on 1940s eBay, you're gonna see soy sauce selling for 5,000 yen. Because of that, there was a clear divide between the smiling faces of people going home with soy sauce and the annoyed, grumbling people without it. The sight of fortunate people cradling their precious soy sauce bottles left a big impression. Lots of people showed up, huh? Looks like only about 3 in 10 people will want some of getting it.
That might be what this Atomic Alliance is after. Maybe they're intentionally keeping supply low to make it feel like there's a shortage.
That Tsuchomi guy did seem a bit sneaky. He might have planned something like that.
Even the Nikomon fanatic Charles looked like he was once starving for soy sauce flavored food just this once. The rich aroma of cooked soy sauce drifted here and there, all across the shopping district. Hello, Pro, welcome to the stream. Surely Japanese food restaurants and stands were booming today. However, the city wasn't filled by a purely positive atmosphere. There were people who grumbled because they couldn't get their hands on soy sauce, as well as villains trying to resell. I knew it! Try to resell it double the price. Goddamn eBay resellers! You even heard stories of people stashing soy sauce bottles in alleys, as well as people who stole from shops, got caught, and got beaten half to death. Actually, Gummy Force, I did have soy sauce today. I had fried rice. So yeah, I did. The soy sauce rush brought about wild enthusiasm, which developed into a frenzy. Oh yeah, hello Guppy Force, welcome to the stream. The wandering dog sensed the possibility of some sort of discord breaking out.
This atmosphere. It's just like it was in front of the employment agency.
It means a fight could easily break out at any moment. We're the wandering dogs. It's our job to sniff out trouble before anyone else does. Before it even happens.
Gotta keep our eyes poiked, noses ready, and big shot!
Isn't that right, Zell?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry. What was that?
Zell, you've been feeling off lately? I'm sort of spacing out.
That's true, come to think of it. What's wrong? Do you have a cold?
Zal had been in low spirits these past few days. Oliver and Charles couldn't keep up their enthusiasm without hearing her cheerful voice. What do I keep telling you? Goyles have some days when they aren't feeling their best. It happens about a couple of times a month. For a couple of days in a row, usually. Just gotta deal with it.
Oh, you mean that violent disease the one you get every month?
Fucking hell. Shut up, you! What you saying right in the middle of the street? And anyway, Sal's using her head a lot more than us. She's clearly the brains of this outfit. Of course she's more tired than we are.
True. I use my head a lot myself, so I understand how she feels.
Hey, Brainiac, the book you're reading's upside down again.
Oh, sorry.
It really isn't anything like that. Sorry for being like this. On a day when we should be getting ready to give it our all again.
No, we're the ones who should apologize. We've been relying on you too much.
Huh. Guess I can't disagree with you there.
Zell, go home and get some rest.
We'll bring you a souvenir, so you better look forward to it. The three of them joined together to persuade Zell with a strong sense of responsibility. They managed to make Zell admit she wasn't feeling well and get her go home and rest. Nina offered to escort her back to the music shop, but Zell firmly refused.
messy. I'm sorry, even though it takes all four of us to be the wandering dogs.
That's right. And you're the boss of the Wandering Dogs.
You should act the boss and sit back and wait sometimes.
Don't worry, we'll be able to figure it out even if we don't speak Chinese.
Hello, James. Welcome to the stream.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Rest well. Don't worry about cleaning or doing laundry, okay?
We have not seen the young lord yet, unless that was Mr. Wong. Is what you're saying, James?
Don't worry about cleaning or doing laundry, okay?
Thank you. Then I'm counting on you all to gather information.
The three of them parted ways with Zell and disappeared into the throng. Zell watched them go.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Uh-oh. Did she get her memory back? Uh-oh. For some reason, her expression was very unsteady. Chapter 4. Wong's next move. They're sold out? That's great! I'm sure the people making soy sauce in Chiba will celebrate. Everyone in the city's waiting with bated breath for the next shipment.
It's an unprecedented soy sauce boom! Sounds like selling soy sauce fans are doing great!
Hey Rose, there's still a lot of girls who can't buy soy sauce. Can't you get them to ship more? Oh wow, James, are you serious? In the newest version of Umineko, there's an extra tip featuring a witch hunter based on Wong called Mikami and interviewing Kinzo. Dang. Wow, that is so cool. So I guess Rose Guns Days is kind of a part of the multiverse of, even though it's not in the same universe, it's definitely, I think, part of the same multiverse of One Cry. Oh, because he liked the actor in the Rose Gun Days stage play. Damn, like, what's it with, you know, Japanese stuff and, like, giving stage plays to shit? Like, wow. I saw, like, a clip of it once on I think, Flo's channel. There's so much, Oh, Luca, don't you worry. We will be covering the extra stuff, from Umineko, from the Umineko Switch version when we can, when that's available, because there's some bonus shit. Honestly, new Umineko content, that's all you gotta say to me. And I am there. After a response like this, I'm sure they'll move to mass production soon. It may take some time to get it ready, but before long there'll be a lot of real soy sauce making the rounds of Tokyo. The soy sauce fever is still in the country and the city in an uproar. Even in Primavera, soy sauce was always the topic of the day. Apparently, food did count for more than money. Surely the good old scent of soy sauce had directly shaken the souls of the Japanese. And I just realized something. We haven't had one of those things where we choose, like, out of a list of 4 places to go in quite a while.
My apologies for keeping you waiting, Wayne. No problem.
Wayne rose from the sofa, but Richard motioned for him to remain seated.
Seems the first step of soy sauce distribution has been an unmitigated success. Rose herself is quite pleased with the results. And so, it is our job to handle matters she would rather not hear of, before they come to a head. Of course. I've had some of my people wandering the city for a while. Wandering like dogs. Wandering dogs. You know, yes, I know! Let's go on with it. And what have they seen? The usual scum.
Oh, that's a weird way to spell the word scum. Jeez.
The usual scum are up to their usual filthy games. My.
I knew I was giving him this accent for a reason. You can't say my without saying it in a British accent.
Look out, moron! You wanna get hit? Ah! Stop, don't shoot! Hey, pups, out of the car. We're taking this truck. Carrying soy sauce, right? Hand over the key to the back. Ah! Help me! With this much soy sauce, we could make a bundle. Woo!
In City 23, soy sauce had reached a manageable price, but in other cities in the countryside it was still an extremely short supply. If they resold it to faraway rich people, it should be worth a lot. My god, this is like freaking prohibition here. But with soy sauce. For outlaws looking to get rich quick, a truck filled with soy sauce looked like a truck packed with money.
Honeyki, there's some weirdos coming. Damn, it's Primavera. These guys have got guts. Hey there. So you thought you'd try and make a move on our turf, did you? Who are you with? Just try and lay your dirty fingers on Madame Rose's soy sauce. We'll tear you to bits. Let's scram. We're no match for these guys. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Like we'd let you get away. Wrap 'em up, boys.
Inside a dimly lit warehouse, wooden boxes packed with soy sauce bottles were being lifted up one after another. Even though the city folk in the bustle of the streets couldn't find soy sauce in any store. There were piles and piles of it here.
Where's the president putting soy sauce in warehouses if everyone wants it? Who cares? Look at that sick grin of his. I'll bet he's playing something dirty. You lot, if you got time to chat or work faster. Do you miss being back in the employment agency? I can fire as many as I like. Still can't believe how stupidly honest my fellow businessmen are. You Primavera bastards! Prices are from merchants to determine. Get off your high horse. Sell these bottles of black jewels for just 80 a bottle? You gotta be kidding me. I can sell all these for a ton more than that. What are you people doing here?
My god, jeez.
This is authorized personnel only. You guys? Who was this,
I'm the terror that flaps in the night. I'm just kidding. I just always want to say that. Hey there, El Presidente. Looks like shady business is booming for y'all again, huh?
This soy sauce is a symbol of Madame Rose's love. Without love, it can't be seen. If you plan to use it for your dirty business, then we'll just have to make sure you can't do business in this city. Got it? This is just... I was just about to put these on sale. Yeah. Ow! Didn't we tell y'all? Kids are naughty with soy sauce, got him punished. Take him away. Carry out all soy sauce. It ain't worth nothing until people get their hands on 'em.
You'd run out of grains of sand on the beach before you run out of villains in this world, I fucking swear. Well, at least we'll be well leveled up by the time this is over. Still, I'm glad to hear that Cyrus and the others have been doing their jobs well. Nearly all the businessmen understand Rose-san's goals. I think the villains make up a small portion. Well, be that as it may, a few rotten apples spoil the bunch. Until a stable supply of soy sauce becomes available, these disturbances will likely continue. Please continue to work so that Rose's aims are communicated correctly.
Of course.
Seeming satisfied, Richard rose from the sofa. This amount of evil deeds and evildoers were within expectations. Wayne's handling of the matter was probably more than enough for passing marks. He poured a bottle of tea into a cup.
Would you like some too? It's a blend of Cyrus. Yet another masterpiece.
Some of my people have picked up a scent.
Some of your people meaning...
The wandering dogs! Who? What other people do I have? I have 10,000 generic mooks and the wandering dogs. So chances are I'm gonna be talking about them.
Well, there's no need to be rude about it.
The wandering dogs feel something's out of place.
Richard's hand stopped. He trusted Wayne's nose, but didn't place any great reliance on Wayne's young underlings. However, the 4 wandering dogs were a different story. They had succeeded in digging up evidence of the backdoor employment agency, spotting the assassins in Chiba, and helping to repel said assassins.
Tell me more. Out of place in what way?
They say there's clearly not enough soy sauce showing up in the marketplace.
They suspect embezzlement, not at the retail shops, but at the distribution level. Oh, but I do believe distribution is being closely watched and documented. Even Cyrus and his group are keeping a close eye on it. How reliable is this information?
We've got no confirmation so far. Still, their noses are sharp.
So, though you have no evidence, you feel certain enough to bring this to the ears of the consigliere?
The wandering dogs have already begun quite an investigation. I'm sure they'll dig up something.
Understood. We shall rely on their keen sense of smell. And above all, I will rely on the certainty your nose senses in this matter.
Thank you very much. Please give us a little more time.
Of course. Give the wandering dogs back up. Their noses are nothing to be trifled with. Also, it's fortunate that 2 of their members are women close to Rose in age. Wouldn't you agree that they are more suited than anyone else to form Madame Rose's bodyguard team?
I'm sure they'll be ecstatic when they hear about it.
Oh, wow. Damn, they have moved up in the world.
Let's go, wandering dogs. This music. It's time for a fight.
Whenever you're ready, let's do it. Take that! Alright, it's time for my ultimate slingshot technique. Oh goddamn, I clicked off the fucking screen. It's not fair. Ah, jeez. Here we go. Woo! Let's go. See what I can do. I'll smash you to bits!
Don't forget me. My kicks are nothing to laugh at either. Oh. KO, motherfuckers. Ah!
When the three finished their quick, tightly woven work, the lookout was lying on the ground unconscious. He probably never even realized what had happened. Doing the utmost to avoid scuffles is the key to infiltration, but sometimes boldness is required. Fine-tuning this rule might have been the greatest talent the three former street urchins had gained in the alleys.
Damn it, he's so fat. How can this thing be this heavy?
If we hide him here, they won't find him. We're okay. No traces of anyone else around. From the shadows, the three of them peered into the storehouse once again. Then, after determining there was no danger, they boldly left out of the shadows. They didn't know when the lookout would wake up again. There wasn't much time.
Let's drag him into a locker.
The vast storehouse was filled with a mountain of goods. This was a warehouse for distributed goods. The products here would be sent to all the retail shops in the area.
If the shops aren't stockpiling soy sauce, then it must be disappearing at some stage before that.
But according to Wayne-san, everything's getting distributed just fine. Latest on paper.
Just like those trucks in the backdoor employment agency. Even though we had Zell with us last time, we've leveled up since then, and we might be able to handle this with just a 3-person party.
A lot of people wanted to buy soy sauce. The supply was short. Because everyone assumed this, they didn't find anything suspicious. However, wasn't it possible that a large supply of soy sauce was disappearing at the distribution level? That's what the wandering dogs had suspected.
I'm sure Zell would have been suspicious. But to prove we can at least do this much even without Zell around.
Got that right. I don't want Zell laughing at us.
Hope Zell gets better soon. Wonder if her violent disease will last 2 to 3 days like Nina's does.
Shut up! You shut the hell up! I'll stick needles in your Nikumon!
Ah, I'll throw it against the wall.
Quiet, you two. That's enough making references to old works. Anyway, let's look for the goods.
You mean search this whole freakishly used storehouse?
What, something wrong with that super nose of yours, Charlesy?
We are talking about 2 or 3 bottles tucked away somewhere. There should be a huge quantity of it, hidden right out in the open.
For all we know, there could be soy sauce bottles in wooden boxes marked wine.
Good thing it's soy sauce we're looking for. Wasn't one of my favorites. It'll probably take a year.
The three of them scattered throughout the storehouse, using their individual instincts and abilities to check wooden box after wooden box. Hello, Mystery Theater. Welcome to the stream. As per usual, the best place to hide is a trays in the forest, huh?
Villas wouldn't store it in the back. Instead, they'd hide it somewhere the eye can see.
My rumbling stomach tells me the spot's suspicious.
Even though the three were supposedly searching on their own, they meet up at the same stack of boxes. It was less of a pile than a towering wall of wooden boxes. There was a slip of paper attached, indicating that the boxes held olive oil.
What's inside?
It's heavy. They're packed full of bottles.
Is it really olive oil?
Tough luck. It is olive oil, god damn it. Looks like we got us some black, Chiba-made olive oil.
Ah. With a thunk, Charles pulled a bottle out of the box. They managed to swap out the boxes. They apparently couldn't swap out the actual bottles inside.
Bingo. Doesn't mean the whole pile is like that.
They sure pinched off a lot of it, huh?
Selling like crazy and the whole city sold out. So no one noticed that there wasn't much there to begin with.
Looks like our noses ain't half bad after all.
Guess we might be pretty incredible after all.
Because they lack confidence. They have been unable to trust their delicate sensors known as instinct. From the very start, they possessed a unique talent. If they hadn't, they would have never survived the harsh life of the back alleys.
Here's yet another thing we got Zell to thank for helping us regain our confidence.
Naturally. Without Zell, we'd still be losers. My god, it sure would be terrible if something happened to Zell or she regained her memory and turned into an evil mastermind.
Chi-chan! Oh my god! Hello! Welcome to the stream. Chi-chan, thank you so much for what you sent. Seriously, that was so lovely of you. I love that. Coffee candy and the drawing was so sweet and everything. And oh my god, thank you for the makeup stuff. Seriously, that was so amazing. You didn't have to do that. Thank you, Chi-chan. I wanted to thank you on stream. Because Chi-chan is awesome. Oh, if you're tired? Oh, please rest if you're tired.
Naturally, without Zell, we'd still be losers. Nina, take a picture.
Of course! They won't be able to make excuses now.
Oh, wait! Someone's coming!
After the three of them hid and held their breaths, they could hear the sound of approaching voices.
Jonathan! Jonathan! Can you hear me? Damn it, where's that guy slacking off now?
He's probably talking about the fat cell look we took down.
They're gonna find us. We better scram now.
Yeah, this is a new song. We got a photographic evidence. Even a souvenir. Gritting, Nina held the soy sauce bottle she'd snatched. However, Oliver motioned for her to be quiet.
Wait, quiet!
No need to stick around, is there?
Look, that man's Chinese.
It's not good to like a lookout. Not good at all. Oh, my apologies about that.
Something Ma. Yeah, it is a very unusual song. Oh, thank you, Guffy Forest.
You sure we can trust these guys? They don't seem too reliable.
That's what he said. Thank you, Guffy Forest.
On the contrary, just these sort of people you can really trust. There won't be any problems.
Of A group of men came in, led by the company president, who ran the storehouse. The president was obviously a typical Japanese man, but all the others were Chinese. The keen glint in their eyes, the atmosphere about them, and their culturally identifiable clothing made it easy to guess that they were with the GDS.
Again with the GDS, it's like they're the bosses of this story arc. Are they still scheming behind the scenes?
It's too early to be sure they're from GDS. They could be with Ba Bang from City 8, or they could be part of a different Chinese group.
No. It's probably the GDS. I recognize some of those faces from the backdoor employment agency. God damn it. It's definitely the GDS. Nina never forgot the face of a person she'd seen once. Wow, that is an incredible talent.
Looks like it's going to be us against the GDS once more. However, that's for Wayne-san and the others to decide. We are just lookouts and scouts. We should focus on gathering intelligence.
If only Zell were here, we'd be able to understand what they're saying in Chinese.
No helping it. It can't be helped. Let's at least listen in on the Japanese part of the conversation.
We keep getting threats from Primavera, saying we won't get off easy if we stir up soy sauce related trouble. Do not worry, President. GDS will see to it that you're protected.
Yep, they're the GDS, alright.
That damn president. I hope he really gets what's coming to him when the bosses find out about this.
The man speaking with the Japanese president was apparently translating everything he said. The other Chinese men approached the stack of olive oil and expected it at random. There he is. Okay. One man with a stately air walked apart from the rest, whistling in an easygoing manner. Feels like that middle-aged guy's their boss. Going by how he acts, it feels like he's got to be really high up in rank. And he has the dragon tattoo on his jacket, just like, you know, the Ushiromiya family did.
There might be someone even bigger pulling the strings during the backdoor employment agency incident.
Something bah.
Our boss is very satisfied. Use the money as promised.
Oh, and those guys were saying boss
Boss, we confirm the contents.
is what those guys were saying in Chinese.
Sorry for your trouble. This really is such a big help.
At a signal from the interpreter, one of the underlings opened an attaché case. Follow me through every visual novel. With a vulgar laugh, the president looked at what was inside.
Even the Japanese can be quite adorable. As long as they wag their tails like this, happy for a treat.
But boss, I don't understand. thought we were rushing to put pressure on Primavera for daring to build that Japanese labor union. If we just buy their soy sauce at black market prices, Japanese distributors, they'll make it big, right? I find it hard to believe that this will set the stage for putting pressure on Primavera. The war's over already, you hear? The era of guns and troubles and mess kits is gone. This here's the era of money and cigars. Do you understand?
There we go. That's the voice I think I had for him. As he spoke with a chuckle, he took out an expensive cigar. His underling hurriedly took out a lighter and lit it.
Humanity has moved on from the era of wars. We're in the era of culture.
Naive.
A war where we dig trenches and get covered in mud. No, that won't do.
A bit less evil? Okay.
We must wage a war of culture and civilization, fitting for this age. You're getting this? I see. Deciding to go with soy sauce was Madame Rose's way of saying, "Hello, here we are." The message comes across precisely because she has this dedication. You follow? Sure. The GDS, the Council of Elders, heck, all the Chinese, none of them get it. In new era wars, there's no need for us to shoot guns at each other. Even the Chinese haven't noticed a simple fact. That simply by having Chinese and Japanese living in the same city, we're already winning.
Damn. If only we spoke Chinese. That's cool. I'd memorize his face. If someone shows me pictures of the GDS higher-ups later, I'll be easy to find out who he is. That's enough.
Let's move out.
When the bodyguard they defeated woke up, things would get dicey here. They had nothing to gain by hanging around. The three quietly vanished from the shadows. There was no sign of them getting overexcited from their big scoop, as there would have been in the past. This would probably cause the tension between Primavera and the GS to shoot through the roof again. The Japanese-Chinese wage difference caused by the Japanese labor union was still putting a lot of pressure on the GDS. City 23, which is enjoying a pleasant springtime in the Caleb family's absence. City 23, which is enjoying a pleasant... oh, I already read that, sorry. My face with oncoming storm clouds. Expressions on their faces grew more and more rigid. There were no more playful smiles like prankster children might wear. However, even so, there was a faint trace of a smile on their faces.
Zel's sure gonna be shocked when she hears what we've done all by ourselves!
The Wandering Dogs are a four-person group. Even if Zel isn't here, it's still her accomplishment as well.
Got that right. We're the Wandering Dogs. We're alive because we got Zel. Oliver and Charles both nodded. Their faces relaxed unconsciously as they hoped to hear Zel's praise in the near future. Oh wow, the combat was quite a while ago.
It's really cheap and the real thing. If you buy them both, we get even more discounts.
What are you talking about? You're joking.
I was the one who invented it. What are you talking about? You're joking.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
Come on in, come on in. Hey there, Japanese, we got lots of good stuff. Japanese always welcome, and exchange welcome. Super welcome. Fool. I'd be happy to quit a place like this. Why should I be forced to work for half the wage of a Japanese man when they lost the war?
Chinatown was filled with the usual din. They may have sounded like rough yells to a Japanese person, but also make it clear how tough peoples from foreign lands were. Toughness needed to turn a foreign land into one's homeland. Perhaps this was the source of strength of the Chinese. Against that traffic, we resembled a torrent of energy. Walked a small, frail girl with a hood pulled far over her head. Oh, before we get to Shaolan, I just want to briefly just take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. So sorry, you guys. Okay, I am back. She sometimes bumped into people with her shoulder and staggered. It's probably Shalon. Yep. The face of that girl, who resembled a leaf being tossed about a muddy river, looked feeble. Oh, it's Zell. I thought it was Shalon. Okay. What is going on with her? She probably got her memory back. Uh-oh. The hooded girl was Zell. She wasn't in the bed of a quiet music shop, but here in the middle of Chinatown's bustling streets. Uh-oh. It wasn't bright or cold enough to warrant wearing a hood so far over her head. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Zell glanced around as it entered an alleyway. A kindly old Chinese woman warned her that it was dangerous for a young woman to walk in a place like that. However, Zell just nodded vaguely back to her before disappearing into the alley. Oh, I wonder if this is true Zell's theme. Saying something in Chinese. Nima. Ni is you, so. This is Hotarubi. Are you there, Shalon? Is what she said. Oh, her real name is Hotarubi. That's a name that Ryukishi used for something else, I think. Oh, wow. In the desolate, filthy alley, where no one could be seen, Zell muttered something in Chinese. Then there was a creaking sound from above, and a girl came falling down. Shalan actually talked for the first time ever. Okay, so she's saying, I got to finally use the Shaolan voice that I had saved.
So you finally decided to show up this month. We didn't so much as see your shadow last month.
Sorry, thank you so much, Guppy Force, for doing the translation.
Well, I happen to be busy then. I've been obediently carrying out my duties. Don't worry.
What? What do you mean? How? But she lost her memory. Like, we even saw inside her head what she was thinking. So it's not like she was faking it. Because we saw her thoughts inside her head a moment, like she didn't know why she spoke Chinese.
I wasn't doubting you. After all, I had been consistently monitoring your actions.
What the absolute... That doesn't make any sense. If she was faking it, like, how would that even...
Let me see my father.
Zell begged for something feebly. Shaolan nodded, signaled for Zell to follow, and spun around. Oh my god! Zell followed like a girl who had gotten lost.
Right. You done some good work.
After examining the photo and the evidence of the soy sauce bottle, Wayne patted Oliver on the shoulder. Apparently, he was doing his best to reward his underlings, since Richard had made a point of telling him to. Okay, that makes sense. So, got before says, yeah, that she was lying to Xiaolan. She was giving her excuses. Okay, I see. Oh my god. She actually is a freaking secret agent working for the GDS. Oh my god. Well, I think we knew that she was related to them somehow, just the way story arcs go. Oh boy. This is gonna be a heartbreaker. Is she Wong's daughter? I bet she is. We're gonna have a... Oh my god. Oh my god, I just realized something. What if we get like a Romeo and Juliet thing between Oliver and Zell? That would be amazing! Oh my god. That would be so badass. Apparently he was doing his best to reward his underlings, since Richard had made a point of telling him to. As though feeling it was wrong to reward only Oliver, he wanted to pat Charles and Nina on the shoulder in exactly the same way.
Even the consigliere I praised for you. Even said he wanted to recommend you to be Madame Rose's guards.
Whoa! That's such an honor! I mean, that's way too...
Really? Honey Q Wayne? The consigliere really said that?
Consigliere said it, not me. Being Madame Rose's guards would put you on the same level as me. I can't imagine we've managed to reach your level yet, Wade-san. However, I want to be able to acknowledge us as adults someday. That's a good look on your face. I see a wolf's ambition to move up in the world, but neither the impatience nor discomposure of a lost dog. I imagine the day will come when you all and I stand side by side.
We'll definitely stay focused!
Me too! I'll work harder and harder.
Don't forget to keep your skills honed. And don't be afraid to fight for your comrades. Oh, that's right. I hear Zell isn't feeling well. It was just to get her some good to eat. She didn't grow up in the Ailey's. Unlike us, she can't keep her spirits up without nutrition and a diet. Thank you very much, Wayne-san.
Let's go buy Zell some Nukamon. Whole mountain of it. I know she'll love that.
You're the only one who really loved that, Chelsea. Let's get some good veggies and make us some porridge.
That sounds good. After all, it seems fortune flies from those who eat poorly. That's been clear to me ever since we started eating good, thanks to Zell.
About Zell, though. Feels to me that it's more energy and fortune she's missing instead of nutrition.
It's like the opposite of fortune comes to those who smile. Poor Goyle.
If we all eat delicious stuff and have a blast, I'm sure she'll get her energy back, and her fortune too.
If you put it that way, it sounds like porridge just won't cut it.
My. It might not be so bad to have a Nikumon party every now and then.
Let's buy all kinds of yummy grub. The four of us threw a party tonight. I'm sure Zell will be back in high spirits in no time.
With the exception of City 1, 23 independent cities of the Tokyo metropolis were administered by either the Americans or the Chinese. The occupying forces in charge of those cities tried to accommodate the citizens of their own countries while encouraging immigration into Japan. In all eras, colonies can't be established merely by occupying troops. It's made possible by the massive immigration of ordinary townspeople. Though later on, some wise person would realize the country could be occupied without a war, merely by sending over immigrants. To America, the Japanese islands were the breakwater preventing China's advance into the Pacific Ocean. Already wary of a possible American-Chinese Cold War, they were using the Japanese islands as a dagger poised at China's throat. Of course, to the Chinese, this was the doorway into the Pacific. However, it was more than just that. Their population was continuing to expand explosively. The impoverished people of the mainland, weary after the second long Sino-Japanese War, were searching for a new place to immigrate to. So both the Americans and the Chinese encouraged immigration into Japan, but there was a clear difference in their results. After all, for America it was merely a strategic immigration for military purposes. They enticed their poor with the prospect of a new frontier, trying to rope them in with the prospect of financial support and employment, but it hadn't gone well. After all the wartime propaganda labeling Asians as barbarous and brutal, hardly any of them wanted to go to such a barbarous and brutal country. For those people who lived in a country where vegetables were grown with chemical fertilizer, it must have seemed unbearably unsanitary to move to a country where they still ate organic vegetables made with human waste as fertilizer. There was also a huge gap between Western and Eastern culture. To Americans, this mysterious island chain on the other side of the world seemed simply creepy. Compared to that, the Chinese, who historically had far more cultural interaction with Japan, found the hurdle to immigration to be much lower. In particular, they realized more than anyone else that the chaos following the war would simply be filled with business opportunities. For farmers who lost the farmland in the war, simply being able to make that long sought-after move to urban life was enticing enough. As a result, immigrants from China had flowed into the 11 cities under Chinese jurisdiction, and Chinatown began to rapidly swallow the city. The American army was only barely able to support itself by absorbing the Japanese who had been pushed out of Chinese cities. America was apparently trying to gain Japanese support, providing gracious public assistance to the Japanese. However, since the Japanese took what they were given without giving much thought to those who gave it, the Americans would probably run out of patience before too long. City 22, formerly the Katsushika district. A district occupied by the Chinese army. It shared a border with City 23 on its southern tip, and it boasted a large population since before the war as Tokyo's shopping district. No statistics were taken at the time, but a moderate estimate put it at 400,000 people, with 60% of those already Chinese. Yep, I've had baozi before as well. They're very good. Every part of the city had become a Chinatown, with colonies of Japanese living inside. In other words, when the GDS represented City 22's Chinatown, it was in effect representing City 22. In comparison, Primavera was merely a force representing a Japanese colony inside City 23. The GDS was a powerful force that couldn't really be compared with Primavera. There was a certain fancy restaurant with a massive illuminated Golden Dragon billboard. Locals could tell you at a glance that it belonged to the Golden Dragon Society. A restaurant offering superb meals to delight a select few, with of course merely its public face. Below it were several hidden rooms connected by underground passageways, forming a separate world, like the lair of a massive dragon sleeping beneath the earth. There were only two kinds of people who could set foot in this separate world. The first sort were members and allies of the GDS. They'd be able to see the light of day again. People who fell into the second category would never see the light of day after being brought down here. The place was filled with all sorts of unidentifiable smells. Various ducts and pipes ran through it, mixing the smells from some kitchen with the moldy stink of an AC unit, all the way down to the aromas of the sewer system. Rumor had it that one could use these underground tunnels to cross City 22's Chinatown without ever walking on the surface. The complicated interweaving passages had become a practical maze, and it was whispered that no person, even in the GDS, knew about all of them. Hold on one second, sorry. Just taking care of some minor stuff here. I'll just be with you just a second, sorry. There we go. Surely the name Demon's Den was fitting for a place like this. And deep, deep in this Demon's Den was Zal. Oh boy. Around her was not only Shaolan, but several GDS men as well. There were even some men dressed as waiters, totally out of place in this cluttered underground lair. They carried delivery boxes packed with food and followed behind GDS men. On Zell's wrists, one could see handcuffs. Uh-oh. Eventually, they reached a certain door and stopped. The man in front took a key from his pocket and stuck it into the lock of the door. What is it?
Your sleeve. There's dust on it.
Zell had probably brushed her sleeve up against some dirty wall. Is Shaolan her sister or cousin or something? Her sleeve had seemed to have dust sticking out to it. Shaolan patted it and knocked all the dust off. Thank you.
I don't deserve to be thanked by you.
She spoke in a small, hoarse voice that only Zell could. Wow! Damn. I had her pegged. Because of a high fever she'd suffered when she was young, Shaolan couldn't speak very well. If she tried hard, she could whisper quietly, but it apparently made her start to choke when she tried. So, she usually communicated her emotions through behavior. At that time, there was a clank and a ratchet, and the door was unlocked. through though the door opened with a deep sound like a prison. Inside was a surprisingly beautiful room. The area outside the window was almost too bright with electric lighting. I made it feel like the room was above the ground. Yeah, seriously, that's what it looks like, totally. Damn. This fancy private room with its intricate Chinese design might have been one of the hideouts owned by GDS bosses. However, judging by the fact that it could be locked from the outside, maybe it was a prison after all. Also, the thin man inside the room was wearing handcuffs just like Zell. Father! Zell ran up to her father and leaped into his chest.
Hotaru. I'm so glad you're safe.
I'm so sorry about last month. Were you worried?
This past month, there hasn't been a day when I failed to pray for your safety.
The man was Zell's father. And the father had called Zell Hotaru. Hotaru. It was Zell's real name. She's Sailor Saturn. The two of them held each other tight, reassuring each other of their safety after a 2-month gap. Off to the side, the waiters laid out the magnificent meal for the two they had brought in.
In that case, if you'll excuse us, Hotaru-san, feel free to enjoy the time with your father alone.
Thank you very much.
GGS is very grateful for your work. As a sign of our gratitude, we promise to keep your father safe from the authorities.
I'm grateful.
In that case, we'll take our leave. We'll come to take you back when it's time. As a sign of our friendship, we won't be so rude to leave a guard. After all, we care more for justice and humanity than the law.
I wonder what her father did. It definitely is a Japanese name. I guess she's half and half. After saying that, they removed the 2 pairs of handcuffs and left the room just like Rose.
Is there anything else you want? Right now, I want some time alone with my father. Okay.
Shallan nodded, and then she left the room too. The heavy door closed, and they could hear the lock being set once again. For a while, until the others came back. This would become a family room for Zell and her father alone. Once the footsteps faded away, the father forcefully pushed Zell away as she hugged him. Oh my god! Then he hit her on the forehead with his palm.
You fool!
Father!
Why did you leave me behind and escape?
Oh, I was worried for a second. I can't abandon you, father!
Last month when I heard you didn't come, I thought you were finally free!
But everyone's dead, right? Mother and big sister, my little brothers, all of them are dead, right? If I lost you too, I couldn't live on!
This daughter of mine! How long will it take before you stop clinging to your parents? Why can't you put yourself first? Why can't you understand how your father feels? Did you think there's a father anywhere in this world who would want to survive by having his daughter sell her body?
Fucking Kinzo.
It's okay. The people with the GTS don't do that sort of thing. They just make me act the spy every now and then. It happens all the time. It's easy.
If they're forcing you to do something you don't want, it's the same as selling your body. Listen to me. Starting tonight, you're going to forget your father. You must never come here again.
If I do that, you'll be killed! I can't trust anyone except you! If you die, I won't be able to live on! As Zelle's eyes filled with tears, she dove into her father's chest again. Even her father couldn't bear to be harsh.
You fool! You fool! Why must you continue to torment your father, who is incapable of even ending his own life?
If you commit suicide, consider your daughter to be dead.
Oh. If you commit suicide, consider your daughter to be dead. That was how he had been threatened. The daughter had also been threatened that her father would be killed if she rebelled. From over Zelle's shoulder, he could see her feeble back quiver as she cried, and also her neck. He held her head, and with shivering hands stroked the long hair that covered her back. His hands gently pushed through her hair and touched the nape of her neck. In that place was a small tattoo. A small butterfly tattoo, put there to show who owned her, and to remind Zelle of that for all eternity. Oh my god. He moved his hands as though trying to scratch it off, hugging his daughter even more tightly.
Forgive me, Hotaru. I hate myself for being so spineless. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it! Ah!
Father, don't die! Don't die! Live! I'll be just fine! No matter what they do to me, I'll be fine. As long as you're alive, I'll survive no matter what they do! So please, Father, don't say anything so sad!
The sorrowful sobbing of father and daughter continued on and on. She had amnesia, Mystery Theater. Like, that's why she didn't come for a month, because she forgot who she was. Even Xiaolan, who waited alone at the other end of the corridor, could hear. It didn't take knowledge of Japanese to tell how those two felt.
Ugh. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I couldn't go against the GDS. Why didn't you come and talk to me about it? And after I looked after you for so long. It saddens me. What a shame. Please, don't kill me. There was nothing I could do.
The person surrounded by tough-looking men and groveling for his life was the distribution company president who had hidden soy sauce in that storehouse. He had entrusted the financial backing of his business to Rich Bamboo, which was led by James Tomitake. this incident, he had betrayed them. James was the most mild of Primavera's bosses. If it had been anyone else, there would surely be a smoking hole in the president's forehead by now.
Boss. Grand Boss and Consigliere have arrived. Hey there, James. Y'all haven't killed him yet, have you?
Now that's a cruel way to start a conversation. I don't kill. I just see to it that problems never existed in the first place. Greetings, James. Why, thanks for securing him so quickly.
Okay then. Y'all there, President guy. You know who we are?
Of course I do. Everyone in this city knows Primavera's Grand Boss and Consigliere.
Now that's good. Looks like we're not after change business cards. Dang, and I kinda wanted to. Now, soy sauce we're talking about here is more than just little seasoning. Madam Rose brought it back with her for her countrymen.
You businessmen were trusted with the job of selling it fairly to city folk, right? You've tarnished the names of Primavera, Madam Rose, and me. Well, I imagine even if you weren't planning to go home with all your limbs. Ah! That's impossible! I have a family. Forgive me! I mean, please forgive me! Ah! Of course, we did take the possibility of such a situation into account. But even so, this is truly displeasing. It seems a firm judgment will be necessary if we are to suppress those who measure the good of their countrymen against personal profit. The sin of betraying Rose's ideals is a deep one. You must prepare yourself. I won't do anything like this again, so please forgive me. I'll never disobey Primavera again.
Well now, Richard. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. After all, he did say pretty please with sugar on top. Let's move to a different room. It ain't fair to reach a decision before the defense attorneys had to say.
Defense attorney? Who would defend this man?
And they'll go da 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 do 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 do. Ah, my God, Buddy. I would be a totally guilty client. After Cyrus shrugged, James did the same and smiled vaguely. The three of them then moved into the members' room and sat down on the sofa.
So let's hear the claims of defense. By my judgment, this is embezzlement on a scale that we can't afford to overlook. It is dreadfully hard to forgive someone knowingly making such a deal, particularly with the GDS.
So, that's what the prosecution says. How say you, defense? James, why have you decided that there's no need to kill that guy?
I have a very simple reason. He's a big fish in the world of Japanese logistics. If we kill him, we'll have no one to replace him with. Is there no other merchant with a good business sense who might replace him? There's more to logistics than just transporting goods.
about where you purchase and how you split up between shops. All of that has to be dealt with. If we use a human being as a metaphor, logistics will be the heart. It's the driving force that circulates the blood of commodities throughout the entire body. Are y'all saying that guy's some incredible big shot businessman who controls the realm of logistics in our city 23? Simply put, that's more or less it. If we lose him, our countrymen wanting pressing businesses on the ends of the web will suffocate. There's no doubt he's a minor villain. Not rare for him to grab a little for himself on the side. And he does threaten those in the same business. He's united City 23 logistics businessman through dishonorable methods. However, methods aren't the problem. What's more important is that his strong arm brought the businessmen together. And if we lose that strong arm, those businesses will break to pieces. Strong arm disappears. The reaction will probably be big, I can't deny that. When businessmen work at larger and larger scales, quality of goods they get to deal with goes up. As a lesson I learned well when Rose announced that she'd be using weak Japanese businessmen to purchase supplies for the dance party. There's no doubt he's not a man worthy of respect. However, for that reason, he was under our control, and he managed to bring merchants together in record time. Simply put, if we lose him, it'll put Japanese businessmen at a severe financial disadvantage in their business dealings. And of course, that will eventually have an effect on the lifestyles of all our countrymen. Primavera wants to claim that its primary goal is protection of its country's lifestyles. Then we shouldn't dispose of him. So, you think we should just let the traitor go with a full acquittal? That's not gonna happen. We won't kill him, but we'll make sure he pays a hefty penalty. Right. Please leave that to me. I'll make it very clear to him that this will never happen again. And of course, I'll use methods that even an extremely forgetful man will always remember.
James spoke of a man's life as though it was a coin placed on a roulette table. Of course, his eyes were cold enough to freeze you solid, and there could be no doubt that he was a resident of the criminal underworld.
Very well. However, we are speaking only of the time until you find a replacement. Of course. When that happens, I plan to hold a quiet retirement ceremony for him. Oh, scare. Well, that's what you get for being a traitor. You know that won't come cheap.
Still, there's no way that guy didn't know about this.
He knew full well how terrifying the underworld is, and still couldn't bring himself to refuse the GDS's deal. My man, that's a real problem.
As a result of their questioning, they discovered that the GDS has approached the president in this indictment of incident of embezzlement. Of course, if he had refused, he might have had GDS on his tail. However, Primavera was supposed to be there to provide backing in such a situation.
He put us and the GDS on a scale, decided it was more profitable to betray Primavera than to anger the GDS. In other words, by his measure, confidence in us is less important than GDS threats.
It's a problem people think we can't be relied upon.
The Mafia has power because people think they have enough force to be feared. However, if there isn't enough of a reason to fear them, not only would they lose respect, but no one would keep their promises with them.
Hear a lot of terrifying things about the GDS. Hear a lot of terrifying things about the GDS. They were the cause of countless bloody incidents during the fight to dominate City 22.
And some of those events happened in City 23's Chinatown. I imagine many people here have heard of the horror of the GDS.
So, if we turn it around, next question is, what about us? At the moment, we rejected the tyrant Father Caleb.
Oh, sorry, that's James. God,
At the moment, we rejected the tyrant Father Caleb and raised our flag as a philanthropic group dedicated to the countrymen. A mafia of justice, if you will. All of our crews understand Madame Rose's ideals. Try to avoid dirty tricks that would sully a name.
I see. So, just as in money lending, you're done for once they start taking you lightly.
Ever since that legendary night, it has been peaceful. When the Momentaros of Justice who vanquished the demon Caleb.
When you walk through the city, the people praise the madam, treating us like saviors who freed the city from Caleb's tyranny.
By now, even got the brats and Parks swinging around toy pistols and saying they want to join Primavera.
So, while they do respect us, they aren't in all of us.
Once they start taking it lightly, you're done for. This case proves that Primavera is merely respected, not thought of as being reliable.
for a while, the three fell silent. They believed themselves to be throwing their lives into a just battle for Madame Rose's ideals. However, in the process, had they lost certain sorts of power needed to protect the city folk?
There's no problem with having Madame Rose as a symbolic saint. But on the other hand, those of us who gather around her had her brutal chambers of weaponry,
In the same way that the legendary knight united the underworld of City 23. Perhaps we need a new legendary knight to win the acknowledgement of the people.
Primavera was thought of as a charitable organization. Because of that, when the GDS showed up with the power of violence, Primavera wasn't trusted as a force that could respond to their advance. So the president in this case had quickly folded to the GDS. Primavera still hadn't earned the city folks' confidence as the conquerors of the underworld. To gain that, they would have to display power of Primavera's violence to the city folk. In other words, it meant a feud.
We's a feudin'!
They needed a symbol of fear to let the people know that terrible things awaited those who went against Primavera. Oh my god, I bet it's that crazy ass ring that she has. Of course, committing acts of violence against city folk was out of the question. Of course, committing acts of violence against the city folk was out of the question. Rose wouldn't allow it. In that case, their only possible target was the GDS. Since the GDS had taken a shot at Primavera's turf, they would have settled this matter with bullets.
So, we're Rita Legendary Knight. This is the second time after the backdoor employment agency. Seems we may have no choice except to lay down some powerful cards against the GDS. We can talk about doing all kinds of terrible stuff. Problems whether we can convince Rose or not. I imagine Rose will understand. After all, she was able to take up a gun to defeat Caleb, who is totally dead. So, prepare for war, huh? Begin it. Chinatown should recognize our intent before long. That alone should prove to be a card we can use against them. Understood. I'll order the boxes to start preparing. Bosses start preparing. Be very sure that everyone knows the difference between preparing and war. Of course. I'll make sure they're on their guards. Gotta show them this ain't no charity we're running here. We protect our countrymen from our position in the underworld. To the moment that we made that decision, we could not have avoided this path. It will probably take time to convince Rose, but I'm positive that she will understand eventually.
Okay, you guys, I don't know, you could probably tell, but I am feeling pretty tired. I am so sorry, you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna save over this file because, as it turns out, we didn't need it. I am so sorry, you guys. I really wish I didn't feel so tired right now, but we made it through this stream at least, and I can't wait for next time. Oh god, poor Zell. At least she isn't evil. That was my biggest fear. Imagine she was. Oh god. I'm really glad Zell wasn't evil at the very least. Instead, she's just being forced into this. So hopefully, Rose and Primavera can go rescue her father. Oh god. And we still have not met the young lord. Okay, I'm so sorry, you guys. Tomorrow will be some more Remember 11, starting Coconut Root. And on Sunday, we'll continue this. So until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.